Take a look where I am right now. Preparations underway.
Well, we're balloon handlers.
New floats are being revealed. The bands have been working for weeks on their performance.
She like pearls.
We are in the costume shop showing you the collection of big heads and really skilled to put those heads on, and our Local 4 team is ready. This is behind the scenes of America's Thanksgiving Parade, sponsored by Gardner White. Welcome to behind the scenes of America's Thanksgiving Parade, sponsored by Gardner White. I'm Karen Drew. Take a look where I am right now. I'm on top of Santa's float. It's one of the many floats that you are going to see on Thanksgiving morning go down Woodward Avenue. Millions of you have enjoyed this parade. It really is a family tradition, a city tradition, but not many of you have gone behind the scenes, and that's exactly what we're going to do. In the next half hour, we are going to talk to the volunteers, the organizers. We're going to talk to folks who actually drive those floats, who handle the balloons, who bring those big heads in. It takes a lot of work to get this whole thing together. Let's start with those balloon handlers.
Welcome to Balloon School.
How many balloon volunteers are there? Do you know?
Depending on the year. This year we're getting about 200.
Wow. So how long have you been doing this?
I have been doing this since about 2002.
So what's hard about this? What's the key that people don't realize?
It's a long walk.
The route is 3.5 miles, but we're balloon handlers. So we do different things. We don't just walk from point A to point B. We do things that you're gonna, no, you don't spin, we do not spin.
You gotta be safe. We wanna make sure you eat Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
So people walk with their arms curled.
Okay.
That's a long time. Those
That
arms get
is.
sore, you can't lift your fork for dinner.
You'll notice around here we've got sandbags holding the balloons down to keep them from flying away. Congratulations, you are all sandbags.
If we have nice weather, our goal is to fly the balloon absolutely as high as possible. We want it to be seen all the way down the parade route.
I just found out that these balloons get TV ready. Like
Correct.
a few, 100 years before?
The balloons over time start to lose air. I'll actually use a leaf blower and blow them back up to puff them back up so they're full shape.
And then do you ever have to like bandage them during the parade route?
More than I'd like to.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm gonna set the pace. This will be like a normal parade walking pace. Ready? Okay, keep up with my pace. Okay, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. So when you're walking down parade route, make sure you're not running into ropes, you're not running into your partners. A lot of times you'll have a partner pair on the other side of the balloon who's gonna have ropes. So if you're not keeping pace at the same speed, you're gonna end up twisting the balloon, which is not what we want during parade day. Keep coming, come on.
What does
Stop.
that mean? Oh.
Everybody just turn themselves. And if you walk straight under the balloon, it's a lot easier.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Everybody ready?
No idea
Okay.
what I'm doing.
This is more of a catch-up pace. Yeah, we'll
Oh
turn
my
it.
gosh, they're walking fast.
I could say something about it being backwards, but I'm not going to at this point. Okay, stop. Perfect. Okay, last thing before we all drop your ropes and leave for the day. I'm kidding. Please do not. Do not drop the ropes.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. The unique thing about the Detroit parade, even when I go to the Macy's Day Parade, they tie them all down to gators in vehicles.
Okay.
And they've got lots of volunteers that are holding strings, but they're not really doing anything. It's all held down by the weight of a vehicle. Detroit, we're kind of proud of the fact that all our balloons are held down by volunteers.
Do you get nervous the night before?
Always, because we're normally, yeah, you do. But sometimes we've blown as much as 13 balloons in the morning. So you wake at 4 o'clock in the morning while everyone's still sleeping, and it's the one time that you get to pass gas in public and it's socially acceptable.
All right, take a look where I am now amongst all of the big heads. Oh, you recognize these faces? Take a look. We got Tom Selleck over here. Oh, and there's Aretha Franklin. And take a look, Gordie Howe. I have to tell you, it takes a lot of work and really skill to put those heads on, keep your balance, and walk down Woodward Avenue. There is our good friend Carmen Harlan. You know what? But besides the skill it takes from the volunteers, it takes skill to get all of these big heads in place on Thanksgiving morning. It's moving day. Time to move the 85 big heads you'll see parade morning. From the parade company offices to downtown Detroit.
From behind the bunny and the duck.
Green ostrich, teal ostrich, blue bug and chipmunk, 2 frogs, white unicorn.
Ready for their walk down Woodward Avenue.
You got this one?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's all in preparation for the parade. All big heads are labeled and loaded into a large trailer truck, where they patiently wait until parade morning, when they're unloaded at the big head meeting area for individuals to put on their head and get ready to spread magic down Woodward Avenue.
Pumpkin and a cow.
The big heads range in weight from 5 to upwards of 50 pounds, made of newspaper and heavy-duty glue.
All right, what do we have? 2 angry monkeys.
It can take between 2 to 4 months to make a big head.
2 elves for Santa, St. Bernard and hound dog.
The Big Head Corps has the world's largest papier-mâché head collection. Look at that! Just one more reason America's Thanksgiving parade is so very, very special. All right, guys, I'm excited to show you where I am right now. We're in the costume shop, and this place is busy all year long making all of those clown costumes that you see the folks wear as they go down Woodward Avenue. I mean, the detail here, look at this one. This one's pretty cool. It's like pickles. Now, there are more than 200 clowns this year, 46 new ones. And what people don't realize with all of these costumes, people come in for exact fittings. They talk about what they want. They make it really special for the clown, as the clown makes it special for all of us. Behind the scenes, we've got Lynn, we've got Arlene, and I'm serious. They start working literally 2 days after Thanksgiving for the next parade. Actually, I want you to get to know Arlene a little bit better. She really is the fabric of this parade. You can't talk about America's Thanksgiving parade without talking about Arlene King.
And I've been doing this for 40 years.
Arlene started making clown and float costumes as a part-time job 40 years ago.
I just came just to get out the house, and now I can't get back home.
Part-time turned to full-time. Soon, Arlene became the fabric that literally and figuratively held the parade costume department together. Photos throughout the years document her contributions, making sure each costume was perfect, so Thanksgiving morning would be magical for all.
This one, she liked pearls. So this one will have pearls on hers.
Okay. It's her attention to detail,
Glue the pearls around the hat.
the love of her job, and the love of Detroit.
Oh, this one's fun too.
Yeah. He's going to end up with a lampshade.
That makes Arlene such a special part of parade morning.
What's the hardest part of this job?
It's not hard.
It's not hard.
Especially if it's something you like. It's not really hard. I enjoy coming here.
Her favorite part of the job? Creating the clown costumes for each volunteer.
And they come in and it seems like they become a child, and they pick their fabrics, and then they want this, it's just different things that they want, and they want to create it.
Most parade goers don't realize clown costumes actually show the history of how many years each volunteer has been a part of the clown squad.
Your first year you start off with a one piece, and it's always white on one side and the choice of your color. And then once you're there for the first 4 years, you get a two-piece, and that's the silver and the choice, and then you go into the gold.
Arlene makes sure each outfit for those walking along the floats is perfect.
But they would come in here. This is what we store all our costumes. And they open them up, and then we have all these costumes in here. These are strawberries. We made the strawberries. That's your strawberry.
We figure out what kind of costume or what kind of character we want around that float. We try not to duplicate something that's on the float. Most of the costumes are oversized, and the reason that we make them oversized so they can do layers, because it's Michigan weather.
Arlene and her crew have been working non-stop in preparation for tomorrow morning.
What is it like the night before the parade?
Well,
Are you nervous? Are you stressed?
I used to be nervous, and I couldn't sleep because I'm trying to make sure everything. But now, since it's 40 years, I'm like, oh well, it's going to
You know
get
what you're
done. It's
doing.
going to get done.
Tomorrow, She'll be up at 4 a.m. to make sure all the costumes are ready to go.
Once the door opens, it's just like all the magic starts. So they go into the cases and just sit there and just watch them to get dressed and then get in line to get their makeup on.
Arlene King, one woman dedicated to making parade morning magical for the past 40 years. Okay, time to leave the costume shop. We're in the warehouse section where all the floats are kept. I have to tell you, this is pretty cool. They actually do school tours here and show folks exactly what this is all about. So coming up next, we're talking floats, but we're also talking what it takes to drive a float. It takes skill, I will tell you that. We are taking you to float school coming up. Michaels is joining us on our behind-the-scenes special of America's Thanksgiving Parade. He is the president, CEO of the parade company. Thanks for letting us have this access.
No, this is great. It's great to have you here.
It really is.
Really
so
is.
Tell me about this. This is our newest float.
This is one of the newest floats. There's 6. This is Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, and it's all about healthcare around the clock. What they do to make sure that you are feeling great about your healthcare. But then we go one step further.
Oh, so we're going to come
One
over here.
step further.
Come on over here and show this. Now, I'm going to say, can you give me a behind the scenes? How long does it take to make something like this?
This took about 3.5 months.
3.5 months.
Yeah.
I don't know in terms of how many people work on a float like
This is probably 20 different people.
Really?
The design took us about a month and a half.
Wow. Okay, so talk to me a little bit more about the design, and because these people, explain to me about this.
So these are their buildings: Detroit, Grand Rapids, and East Lansing. And if you carry, and everybody carries the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan card,
right?
Karen?
Right.
So these are card people. They're everyday people doing everyday things, but they have this confidence. That card is in their pocket. So here's a couple, taking their kids for a walk.
And then we got over
out
here.
to eat, walking the streets, kids playing. There is a feeling of comfort when you have the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan card. So we created the card people, and even the dog. Even the dog in the
way
front.
up in front.
Yes,
I love
yes,
that.
Yes.
Okay, so we have 6 new floats this year.
Yeah.
That's got to be exciting, but also stressful, right?
There's
a lot of work.
It's a lot. We've got a lot of work to do, as you know, coming down to the bitter end. But it's great, and people just love it. They love the new floats. They love the feel. But then the other floats are unbelievable. Classics, and each contract is 3 years.
Okay.
Next year we have 10 coming up for renewal.
Do you?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. 6 is massive.
Yeah.
Next year is double huge. But we're excited for this year and these 6 new floats, including this, the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan float.
It is pretty cool.
And it's Dan Lepp's last year.
That's right.
As CEO, moving on to Tricia Keith, who's phenomenal. What great people. What a great company. What a career for Dan. And Tricia's going to be great.
It is going to be great. Okay, so we did the floats, but we didn't talk about float school. And you gave us some cool access to show how those floats are driven. I actually tried it myself, so take a look at what happens at float school. Why do you like doing this?
It's fun. The parade is fun. Get to wave to all the nice people as we go down the street. And you get to lead sometimes. Sometimes you drive somebody important, and have some fun.
So you're a husband-wife team, and you're in charge of the float crew, I guess you could say.
Correct.
How long have you been doing this?
Almost 30 years.
Whoa! Okay, why? Why do you like doing this?
Going down Woodward and all the people just smiling, having fun. It's the best thing in the world.
And why is this float school important?
Our floats are 140 feet long, and you have to learn how to go around turns. You have to watch for light posts. You have to watch all this kind of stuff. That's why you have to have the drivers and the spotters. The spotters are really the most important part.
You don't think, you don't do anything. The spotter controls the float.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're the one really in charge,
That's
not
right.
me.
Nope.
Richard, I'll pay attention.
Then your name again?
Karen!
Thank you, Karen.
All right. I'm putting my seatbelt on. All right, let's drive a float.
Ready?
Okay, I put it in drive.
Put your foot on the brake.
Oh my gosh.
Put it in drive. Come forward slowly. Come on, you're okay.
All right.
Now you're going to hit a ditch. Don't worry about it. Just keep coming.
A ditch.
Don't look in the mirrors. You look at me.
Okay.
I'm
Don't look at the
controlling
mirrors.
you. Come on. You're going to hit some more bumps.
Turn.
Straighten it out.
Oh gosh. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I'm nervous. Oh, okay.
There you go. Straighten it out. Come right at me.
He keeps telling me to stop looking in the mirrors, which is really hard not to because you feel like you should.
You're doing good.
But apparently you're not supposed to do that. So just look at him.
Come on.
He's serious.
Come on, you're good.
He knows what he's doing, that's for sure.
Got some holes now.
Okay, we got holes. So it's hard to tell you're really pulling a float, but then at the same time when you're trying to judge what you're doing, then you realize, oh my gosh, I got a float behind me.
A little bit this way. Slow down.
All right, we did it.
Put it in park.
Okay, put it in park.
When we're in the parade, we walk behind the float because we can see the whole float.
And this is hard because here we're turning, but you're really not turning a lot in the parade. You're going straight. I'm ready to drive.
Oh, you're qualified.
I'm qualified. You got to give those float drivers credit. Such an important and a fun job. Speaking of floats, take a look. Hitsville, USA, one of the many floats that you'll see come down Woodward Avenue Thanksgiving morning. Also, you'll be seeing the bands. So coming up next, what it takes to get ready for Thanksgiving Day morning. Of course, floats make any parade so very special, but also what makes it special, the music that you are going to hear echo down Woodward Avenue. So now, let's take you behind the scenes as one local band prepares for the big morning.
I've seen it plenty of times.
We are preparing for the Detroit Thanksgiving Parade.
Go faster and louder.
This is our 23rd consecutive year doing the parade. We're the longest serving band in the Detroit Thanksgiving Parade.
Do you hear what I hear is up?
Stepping off on the parade, seeing those buildings in the distance, that's really cool.
Very nerve-wracking, but it's really exhilarating.
Even though it's a bit difficult sometimes, I still find it like the best part of the entire year.
Getting there and like starting and watching all like the kids and parents is really exciting because like their faces, they're all smiling.
During practices, we do music rehearsal. The kids memorize all the music that we play. We are running through the rotation of songs that we're going to do, and then we correct errors. I want to do it again. We'll punch it up to maybe 100 beats a minute. Yeah, just like that. Good. All right. Okay, head outside to the track. Why don't you guys move up? There we go. The rotation is Do You Hear What I Hear, Christmas on Parade, and then Cashmere.
Well, A, we just go around in circles until we get it right, and we put our heart and soul into the music.
More sound! While we're outside, we practice the formation, we get the lines straight, we get, one of the things we go over is how the kids guide. Mark time, hot! So that we get nice straight lines for the parade. Okay, when you put a dress, you're gonna move up, so that's gonna be way too far back. Ben, ready, front!
And down.
Please finish memorizing the 2 Christmas tunes so that we sound great on all 3 of our selections.
You feel ready?
No. We'll be ready Thursday morning on the parade route.
Man, So much work goes into performing on Thanksgiving morning. A big shout out to all of those bands. Well, that's going to do it for behind the scenes. I think we showed you a lot, right? The costumes, the floats, the balloons, the big heads. It's going to be a fantastic morning on Thanksgiving. Sure hope you join us on Local 4. Until then, we're reporting from Santa's Float inside the warehouse of the parade company. We'll see you Thanksgiving morning.